Hey guys, it's Nancy. Welcome back to my channel, and we are going to make a really cool card today. I don't know what we're going to make, but we're going to make something. Now, I have a rough idea in my head. We're going to use some new products as part of the June 2022 release from Catherine Puller Designs. And we're going to use more Peking Pets. So cute. So we have a couple of different cats and dogs on here. I have the matching dies. And then we have the sentiments that say, look who's talking sentiments, and the two thought bubbles for that. So the first thing I want to do is start off picking one of these cute little animals and stamping them out. We're going to cut them out. And I'm going to go with, I think, the little Frenchie. You know what? We're going to go with the German Shepherd. I used to have a German Shepherd. His name was Hunter. This dog was huge. It was my then boyfriend's at the time, who became my husband at that time. And he was the most beautiful dog. He was light colored. He didn't have the patches, like the dark patches around his face. Like he was just, and he was mean. Apparently they got him from somebody who used to abuse him. So he was a really good guard dog, but he used to live outside because they were afraid to bring him in the house. And when we started dating, the dog and I became best friends. I fed him. I, was nice to him all the time. And he ended up being my little buddy for a couple years anyway. And then we got married, and we had a small house, and we used to have a house where the mailman would try to drop the mail off at the door, and the dog would just go crazy. I mean, he would just go nuts. Rip the mail out of the door, and one time he got out, and the mailman used his mail bag to protect himself, and I never knew that. He goes, oh yeah, they teach us that, like in postal school or whatever, so... But around other dogs, he would have thought he was a little dog. He used to run and hide under the table when little dogs would come around. He liked all other dogs. He just was afraid of people, obviously, because of being abused. So, all right, I have that inked with Wow because it's the first time using it, and I was looking at this, and I'm like, I think I want to do him in two different colors. So instead of on the stamping block, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some blackjack, and for his little nose area here, I'm going to do that in blackjack, and I'm going to clean off where I don't want the ink. And blackjack is just a dark gray. Okay. And then for the rest of him, I'm going to use icing on the cake, I think. So I don't like to color my stamps, but this is a good way to kind of cheat. And now he's two colors. I'm going to go in with the blackjack again for his little snout area here. This is where the mini ink pads would come in handy. If you have any of those, you can use those. Or a little brush. But again, I'm being a little lazy stamper today. Okay. Stamp that again. And there we have our two colored German Shepherd. Okay, I'm not going to add any more to him. I think he looks good like that. Maybe we'll do a little light color brown in the ears. What do you say? Let's do that. So I'm going to grab my Tombow blending marker, and I'm going to grab a little bit of Sandcastle, and I'm just going to grab that off the lid with the Tombow marker. Okay, And I like that, so I'm going to carry that throughout the rest of his face. All I'm doing is just grabbing that ink off the inside of the lid. All right, he really has some personality. Okay, we're going to set him aside. We're going to die cut him out in a minute. Let me just move him aside. Let me make our background. So the background is going to be really easy. I'm going to take the new whipped honey. And I'm going to go direct to paper and make this whole background this light yellow. It's very kind of muted pastel yellow. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just going to make our own little background paper here. Okay. And then I'm going to take some of these smaller accessory stamps. So we have the paw print, the tennis ball, and the bone. And we're just going to stamp those. And I'm going to grab that same dark gray blackjack ink for the paw. And I'm just going to randomly stamp this paw all over. Do some off the page. You'll see that I'm kind of turning my page as I stamp so that the stamp goes in all different directions and hopefully looks pretty random. And I found the best way to make it random is to not think about it. Just do it. Because if you think about it, then it doesn't become so random. Okay, that's pretty good for the paws. All right. And I'm going to grab the next block, and this one I'm going to grab the little milk bone. And for that one, we're going to use Over Coffee. Same thing, just kind of fill in, cover my boo-boos. That's what's fun about having these kind of little stamps is they're very easy to use and fill in. All right, so that looks pretty good. And last but not least is the tennis ball. I'm pretty lucky to say most of the dogs that I've had, Leo and Fluffy are the two dogs I can remember. They're both, Leo is a Yorkie Poo and Fluffy was our Bichon Poodle. Love chasing balls. So I'm going to grab a bright color here. Let's grab Rock and Red. And I'm going to do the same thing with the tennis ball. Just going to, and you could do this in different colors. You could color it in if you want, but I'm just kind of making my own pattern paper here. All right, so now we have our background paper. And now I'm going to bring in the circle dies. clean my stamps up here. Okay. And it's the This Way Round circle dies. Trying to think of which size I want to do here. I think I'm going to do that, which is the middle size. And this would go on the outside. I don't think I'm going to use this part. I think I'll just use the middle die. So we're going to die cut that and our sweet German Shepherd here at the same time. And this is going to come together pretty easily, you guys. And just kind of cut or twist your dies off. It's pretty easy to do. And I cut my little extra little burrs off over the trash can, so that way nothing is poking or gonna come flying up at my face. The last thing I need is to go to the emergency room. Oh, I cut a die into my eye. Okay, so I'm going to put a little washi tape and I'm going to die cut the circle out of the center of our background, and I'm going to cut our little puppy out. And I will be back in just a moment. Okay, guys, I am back and I have die cut everything. And so here's what I'm thinking. This is my background. And then we have our dog. And I die cut from the Look Who's Talking dies, thought bubbles, speech bubbles. Thought we could put that on there. But then I was thinking, you know, he's kind of plain. So what if we put him on an action wobble? And then he kind of like, you know, he's like excited to see you, right? So then I was looking at the sentiments and there's, I've missed you, right? So, you know, when you get home from work, the dog is super excited. So that's what I was thinking we could put on here. I do want to put a little color in the background of this and in the background of that. And I was thinking light blue would look nice with that yellow. So let me grab some of that. Or not. Where's my light blue? Well, I guess we're not going to get any blue today. You know what? We're going to go with minted because I don't know where blue is. Sometimes we got to improvise. All right, so I'm going to grab a blending brush. And all I'm going to do is blend this circle here. This way it's not so stark when he's on there. So we're going to cover that whole area up. Okay, and the same thing with the thought bubble. Let's give it a little bit of color. Okay, that looks good. And this piece of paper is 5.5 by 4.25. So that covers up that whole front there. He's going to go on here. So you want to put the heavy side on the actual object. You want to wobble or wiggle or whatever. And then there's like a tape side. It's like packing tape. That side you can pull all of this paper off, including around the ring here. And then that goes where you want him to wobble. So I want him just slightly on the edge of the frame there. There we go. Oh, gotta make sure it sticks, Nance. I have to wait a second for my background ink to dry. My ink is still too wet. Okay, so we'll give that a second. And then let's stamp our sentiment on here. I've missed you. Like, give me treats and give me hugs and give me the ball. It's so funny because the dog looks like a guard dog and he's all like, I missed you. Well, you know, that's how they look. I think I'm going to bring that same rock and red in. Tie it in with the background. Okay, I'm going to give that just a second to dry. I have a black glaze jelly roll pen here that I should have done this earlier, but I'm going to carefully color in his eyes. Or not. Should have done this before I did the wobbler. But it just gives him a little bit of dimension in his eyes, and it stays glossy. And you could add a little bit to his nose too if you wanted to, but I'm not going to mess with that since he's already on the wobbler. Should have did that ahead of time. All right, now we're going to put a little bit of glue on here. There we go. Isn't he so cute? All right, so we have a really excited, he is super excited that you are home. He cannot wait to play with you. He has missed you. And there you go. And again, we use the Look Who's Talking sentiments and the dies and more Peking Pets and the dies. And the This Way Round dies, all from Catherine Pooler. You can also get all of the inks and the Tombow marker as well from Catherine Pooler. So I'll link everything for you down in the description. If you have any questions, post it down below. What do you think? Do you have that one memory of a pet, or maybe you have a pet now that just loves tennis balls or jumps all over you when you get home and it just really makes your day? This would be a fun card to give to someone like that. All right, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel. You can click that bottom right-hand corner there and click the bell so you get notifications whenever I post something new. Thanks for watching, and keep on stamping. Bye!